know in my stories I had on a different outfit, and I am going to go back to that, but I was going to get a little sweat sesh on, get a little cardio going before I go out, and then I'm going to go back to the gym again later. So I'm just like ramping up the body and all that stuff. So if you come on, definitely say hello, good morning, all of that good stuff and everything else. So I wanted to come on because I titled this for a specific reason, because I shared with you guys yesterday, and I shared in my stories and on my IGTV and everything, my struggles, especially my struggles these past few months, which was it was sad, and it was a little discouraging, only for the simple fact that there was not so much a weight loss competition, but there was something that was going to help us feel better and everything. And so for me, it was hard because I personally, this is me kind of just laying it all out here for you guys, and just me holding myself accountable. So I deal very wholeheartedly with stress and emotional eating. Anything that is very stressful, anything that might cause, I just realized my dogs are still outside. Hold on. That while I'm talking to y'all. Anything that causes me, come on, you two. Come on. This is real life. I was wondering, I was like, why are my dogs not bothering me? It's because they were still outside. Hold on. All right, sit. Good. All right. So, anyway, to my conversation, nice topic. I deal with very stressful eating, emotional eating, and everything. And it took a toll on me, because sometimes I would go snack unnecessarily when I didn't have to. Morning, Stacy. And I can admit defeat. I can admit fault and defeat, especially if you are representing a health and wellness company. You need to be the product of the product. And the products were doing what it was supposed to do. They were giving me what I needed, but I myself was not following what I needed to do. I wasn't, the past few months, I wasn't meal prepping like I should have been. I would drink my water on occasion when I felt like it. And then, of course, with me stressing, my asthma kicked in. So then I was taking all of my asthma medicine, all the albuterol, the steroids. So then that caused a lot of issues with my stomach area. My stomach area is the hardest part for me when I am dealing with my asthma, when I take medication. So it was, I never wanted to admit that, hey, Ashley fell off. Ashley kind of she was struggling, because again, sometimes we don't ever want to admit that we fall short. But when I've been having a lot of these staff meetings with myself and having these conversations, I said, Ashley, listen, it's okay. We're not perfect. We mess up. We definitely stumble in our journeys. And that's why it's a journey. This is not an overnight success. This is not an overnight process. And I have always said that. When it comes to us, whether it's losing weight or building strength, whatever the case may be, this is not an overnight success story. It's going to take a little bit. And it's also us holding ourselves accountable to be the best version of ourselves. I know for me, best version of myself is when I am drinking my water. I am eating healthy snacks. I am meal prepping. I am doing all the things. So this is me telling you guys, I might have fallen down, but watch mama get right back up, because I've done it. And yes, it is a lifestyle change. So it's me kicking out old habits that I used to have. And guys, when you are someone that is naturally an emotional eater or a stress eater or a late night snacker, it's hard to kick those old habits, and it's really telling your mind to not hold you prisoner. And it's, you know, when kind of like Satan is just trying to peek in your head, like, but it tastes really good. And it's like, reminding myself, do I want that quick satisfaction or do I want long-lasting results? And here's the thing, I'd rather have long-lasting results if that means I have to sacrifice certain things that I love. And that is all right, because at the end of the day, I'd rather feel my best, look my best, than that temporary thing. So is this going to be a hard road back? Sure. Because you know what? The temptation is still going to be there. And now being home, the temptation is really going to be there. It's going to be easy to want to just drive over to get cookies and bake and do all this stuff. And it's going to seem easy to do, but I have to remember there's a bigger goal for myself. There's a bigger picture that I want for myself. So this is me telling you guys, I'm holding myself up. And I said this on my Instagram live yesterday. I said, so you're going to get tired of me showing my Apple Watch of me completing a workout. You're going to get tired of me showing my sweat stash. You're going to get tired of me showing my lifting videos. You're going to get tired of me sharing my meals every day. But if that's what I have to do to keep myself accountable, you're going to get tired of me showing progress pics, because I'm starting from the beginning again, and that is all right. It's going to be a little bit to go, but it's going to be worth it at the end, because I know at the end of the day the bigger picture that I'm setting for myself. And this is my truth, guys. And I'm sure anyone on here that's been on a journey, a weight loss journey, whatever it is, a fitness journey, has dealt with these struggles. I know I'm not by myself. And I know sometimes that's what's scary, is that nobody ever wants to admit that they've messed up, or that they struggle, or they have a hard time. And I know that was me. I used to be ashamed to be like, oh yeah, I gained weight back, or I did this, I did that. But you know what? This is only going to make me a better person. This is only going to make me a stronger person. And this is also going to be setting the tone for what I want. Have I been able to keep a lot of the weight I used to have on me? Yes, I've been able to keep a lot of it off, but I did gain some back. And that's just the truth. Did I fall completely off the wagon and gain all my weight back? No. That is the one blessing that I will say, is that I was able to not gain it all back. But I gained some back, and that's hard. And that's sometimes it's embarrassing to feel that way. But you know what? I can't sit here and talk to you guys every single day and not, share me and share my moments of honesty and vulnerability. And it's scary as heck, but we're going to do this together. We're going to achieve these goals together. And I have the greatest products to use to get me there. I have my DFTs that are going to get me there, but then it also works in here. I have to be also doing that same adjustment in my kitchen. It can't just be, I cannot, hold on. Sorry. I have to use the analogy because that's how I am. I'm visual. I can't just rely on these products to do the job. This is not a quick fix. This is not a magic pill. I can't just rely on these products to do the job. I also have to do the job. And that means I've got to use the kitchen every day, or at least every other day, because I like to do leftovers. But that is my job. I have to. If my daughter decides, Mom, I'm going to bake something, you want something, I have to have the willpower to say, no, thank you. And that is all right. I have to be willing, when I go to the store and I'm getting stuff for the kids, to not then be like, oh, well, I could get this for myself too. It's me having the willpower to say no. And you know what? That is going to make me stronger. Because like I said, it tastes good for a second, but it's not going to make me satisfied for the long run. Yeah. Exactly. It's all a mental game. So, hey, I may come to somebody, anyone that's ready to do this, I may come in your inbox and be like, yo, talk me off the ledge. Some people I might cry to on voice memos, but that's okay because I have to remember the end goal. Guys, I looked at a picture of myself since using these products, and when I was doing everything correctly, I looked at an old photo of myself and I cried. I cried because I remember how great I felt looking at that picture. And guess what? It was hard, but it was worth it. So I have to remind myself, I took all the necessary steps and I sacrificed and I felt so good. So I need to do that again. And I know I can do it again. The beautiful thing about admitting defeat is that you can come back from it and come back even better than before. And I think that's beautiful. I think when we don't always admit defeat or always admit when we've fallen short a little bit, we go down and we stay down. And that's the reality of it. Sometimes if we fall, we're just like, well, that's it. I'm just going to wave my white flag and just call it a loss. No. I'm refusing to do that. You will not see the white flag being waved at over here. We're going to be in this journey together. So I am saying sorry, not sorry now for, like I said, the progress pics, the weight, the scale pics, all of it. All of the pics. I may not always show my scale every time, but you know what? I'm going to show you my first progress pic on Monday. I'm going to be like, listen, sometimes we have to fall to get back up. Sometimes, and I feel like for me, that's what needed to happen. I needed to fall. And I've told you guys, I've had I've been going through like breakthrough season. This is part of it. I had to fall down in order to remember and get back up. That's part of the growth. That's part of the journey. And I think if I had just had this amazing journey in these 2 years since running the business, tomorrow's my 2-year anniversary. But if I've had this grand experience for the 2 years that I've been doing this business, I don't think I would have appreciated a lot of the things that have come face to face. You know what? I'm really excited. So I am taking this as such a great moment of me, just being vulnerable, because let's be real, this is not something I wanted to kind of admit defeat on. This is not something I wanted to come clean about, but I know there's others out here that are going through the same thing. They were on this high road of success on their weight loss journey. They were feeling good. Everything was great. And then they crashed. They had a slip up. That one French fry tasted a little too good. And then they were like, I could have another fry. Ooh, I could have another fry. Ooh, I could do this. I could do that. I don't want to go back to that. I didn't like how I felt when I would do that. So this is me starting over, and it's all right that I'm starting over. It's all right that I'm recharging the battery pack. It's okay that I'm restarting the race. It's okay. I might be like 20 laps behind on my race because I stopped and I started walking. But you best believe I will get back to where I was. Probably even better. Sometimes I feel like you have to go back in order to regain the strength and come back even better. And that's all right. That's also why I've been wearing a lot of sweatshirts. Because honestly, for me, everything else I was okay with. It's always this area. I don't know what it is. I think after women have kids, like, some reason, Mother Nature just says, let's just mess with your stomach all around. And that's where it's been for me. Yes, the victory is going to be so much sweeter. So between my stomach and my love handles, that's where I have to take the progress pics. And if you don't like looking at those pictures when I share them with you, oh, too bad, so sad, because that's where I'm showing y'all. I have to. This is going to keep me, stress goes in and that's where my stress goes. Right here, right in this beautiful area. So it's going to be a road. But the other beautiful thing is that muscle memory is beautiful. It's awesome. So even though it's going to take time, like I said, the comeback is going to be even sweeter than it was. So this is me also getting ready to do water checks, making sure I'm drinking water. I had a bottle this morning. So, and then I have a half a gallon in my fridge. So the goal is to make sure I finish that half a gallon and then drink like 4 to 5 bottles of water, the rest of my bottle of waters today. So I am holding myself accountable in that. So that's another one that I'm gonna do, my water checks. I love that you're chatty Cathy right now. Honestly, when I woke up this morning, I did my balance last night. I put on my recharge. That was another thing. I was slacking on putting on my recharge. I put on my recharge and I took my Sculpt by capsules this morning. I did a little different with my shake today. I did orange juice with Blast and my vanilla lifestyle mix. So it's just holding myself up to a higher standard. And then I'm gonna have a snack later. Probably either a rice cake this morning or I'll have some almonds this morning. But I don't have anything in here in my kitchen for me to snack on anymore. And then I'm kicking out other habits that I usually, like to do. Like sometimes I like to have a glass of wine. I'm cutting out wine for this journey. Nothing. That also can contribute to a lot of it too, because that's sugar. And I just have to accept that. It's okay. If I feel like, I want a snack, I'm gonna drink water. If I feel like, that fry would taste really good, I'm gonna drink water. And that is what has to happen. It's going to be okay. Like I said, I'm going to get through this. We're gonna get through this together. We are going to experience the comeback summer fitness together. Because, again, it's all about the comeback. It's not about how you fall. It's about how you rise up again. And for me, I'm rising up again. That is my word, is rise up. That is my year is strength. So I'm going to be stronger than what my mind tells me to do. I'm going to be stronger than what my emotions might feel, where it's like, that satisfaction of that cookie or that satisfaction of that ice cream is going to be so much better. I'm going to allow my willpower to be stronger than that 5-second thing, that 5-second moment. And I'm thankful for that. So I hope you all are ready for just the annoyance that is. And I feel like too, what I'm going to start doing, and again, you might get annoyed, but I really don't care. Because this is what I need to do. I'm going to restart, because I have a YouTube page. And I'm going to start doing vlogs, video vlogs. And just kind of talking about my weight loss journey, restarting. And sharing, again, progress. Like, I'm not fancy with editing and all that stuff, but I will learn during this. But this is what I need to do to help me to get better. This is what I'm going to do to help other people that might be going through it too. So be prepared for vlogs. So I'm going to start those up. I'll probably start one this weekend or today or Friday or whatever. I haven't decided yet. But I do have, like I said, I do have a YouTube channel. I share a lot of our team trainings on there now and stuff. So I'm also going to add my personal videos of me just going through this. And, maybe like what's in my shopping bag, what I'm eating, what's on the menu for the week, just different things like that, and just sharing. Probably add like my workouts from the week, make a little video in that sense. So I'm very open. I'm very open to suggestions and stuff. So I'm also going to put this in my stories so that way you guys can give me your ideas, things you would like to see on my YouTube channel and everything. And that way we can kind of do this together. But I appreciate you guys watching, just letting me ramble and just letting me be really, really vulnerable about this. Because like I said, this is something I I don't ever like to do. Even when I lost weight years ago and then I gained it back, even in that moment, I still wasn't bold enough or strong enough to even say, hey, I messed up. Here's my truth. Even then, I still was too prideful to admit defeat. I was too prideful to admit that I had an issue with eating. And I think a lot of people have a hard time with that. I think more than plenty of us in this world can say, you know, I struggle with food. And I was never one to want to admit that. I was one that didn't want to ever say, yes, food is a poison. Food is my kryptonite. Food is something I don't know how to do right. And I think that this for me, saying that and having that conversation with you guys is a big step for me. Because I don't ever want food to be a prison to me. I don't ever want this to be something that I am embarrassed about or ashamed about. So for me to really come on here and just really peel layers of my onion for you guys, this is a big step for me. So I really appreciate you guys even just watching my journey in these past 2 years and watching me just give you guys some of me of like just different aspects of my life. So this is one that I don't think I've really had the process of sharing. And so the fact that I'm able to do this now and really just kind of come to you guys in that aspect, I feel like that this is a big step for me because I've never in the past done this. I've never in the past gotten to this level of just vulnerability. I've never gotten to this layer of just honesty like this when it comes to my weight loss or when it comes to my weight. So I really appreciate that. I was scared because I'll be honest with you, I did not want to hit live and talk about it. I was just going to kind of go on about me behind the scenes and just not discuss it really. Like I discussed it a little bit on Instagram, but I don't think I got it to this point of just really like, here's my moment of honesty. Here is my reality. So you're going to see transformation pics a little bit different for a little bit. But best believe it's going to go back to old transformation pics that I used to have. I'm going to go back to where I was, probably better. You'll probably see some more better versions of me in these photos. But I definitely feel like that is what's going to change this time around. It's going to set it apart from where I was. So I appreciate it. If you have thoughts on my channel, definitely share it in this live. When I post it on my stories and have that conversation, definitely share it there. Wherever you feel the need to just kind of put in your input and just share your moment of honesty, I welcome it with open arms. And we're going to do this together, guys. This is me having you link arms with me. This is you being able to embrace this moment with me. And I'm just thankful. And honestly, I couldn't have asked for great ladies on my team and on my tribe to even just have this moment of honesty. You know, one of our leaders, you know, she talked about just us being more open and not being scared. And I think for a lot of times I was so scared because I didn't know what people would think. When I said, hey, we're restarting this, we're hitting the reset button. But let me just say this too though, just because I messed up or just because I've fallen down a little bit doesn't mean that these products haven't done amazing things for me, because I'm still smiling even bigger than before. You know, there has been such change and growth, so I will say that. But Ashley has to hit reset. Ashley is going to do this, and you're going to be along for the ride. So I appreciate it. I appreciate you guys just letting me just have this as my soapbox. And I may incorporate different things on my lives every day. Like I'll have a specific thing for like Monday will be Motivation Monday. You know, Tuesday might be Transformation Tuesday and something. Or like Tasty Tuesday. I don't know. I haven't thought about Tuesday yet. But Wednesday will be like Weight Loss Wednesday, where I'm just talking specifically in terms of the weight loss journey. And I may even just do that, like do it live here and then put that in my YouTube channel. I don't know. So I'm thinking of different ideas for myself. And then, yes, Tips Tuesday. And then I got to think about Thursday and Friday. Like Fitness Friday, like a fun fitness activity that I like to do that isn't with the weights, like a fun accessory workout that I like, just something like that. So I'm like game cleaning, like my ideas, my thoughts with it. And so I definitely, like I said, I'm going to put in my stories just ideas and things like that. But yeah, this is me starting. I kind of restarted this Monday, but I didn't really talk about it. But last Monday was day one of me reclaiming Ashley, and reclaiming what I felt before. So if you don't see a lot of amazing progress pics, like bomb progress pics in the beginning, that's all right. We're just going to give it a little bit, but just know that the comeback is going to be even stronger than the setback. And that is what I'm sticking to. The comeback will be stronger than the setback. So if you watch this later, watch the full range of me just pouring my heart and getting very, 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 very vulnerable. Please hashtag replay. If you have comments, thoughts, just sharing yourself, definitely share, because I know, like I said, we're not alone in this. You're not alone in the struggle of food and emotions, all of it. You know, no one is immune to the struggle. Nobody is. We all face certain demons when it comes to food. And I think once we recognize it, or once we admit it, I think that's when we see the real change take place. Because that's what, like I said earlier in the live, was I didn't want to admit defeat. I didn't want to admit that was a fight that I was having between myself and food. And I didn't realize how much of an addiction it was. You know, when people hear addictions, sorry, this is going longer than normal, but it's okay. But when people talk about addictions, you know, we think of alcoholism, we think of drugs, we think of prescription pills, we think of all of that stuff. But a lot of times I think people seem to forget that food itself can also be an addiction. And that it can really hurt people, because sometimes people get just so addicted to the satisfaction of what it tastes like, as opposed to what it's actually doing to fuel your body, that it consumes us. It really hurts us. And I can definitely say, for me, it was the snacks. Chips are delicious, guys. Like, tortilla chips are freaking good. But it was becoming an addiction that I would be like, oh, I'll just have one. But then it's like, well, I can have one more. Ice cream was an addiction, where it was like, oh, I'll just have a couple of bites, but then I'm eating the whole entire pint of ice cream, or I'm having extra scoops. It was, oh, I'll bake the cake for the kids or for my birthday, but then instead I'm eating almost the whole thing instead of just a slice. That's me being honest with you. And that was hard to even admit that truth. And yes, and I struggled with, like I said, I struggled with eating even through my teens, not realizing how destructive it was for me even as a teenager. So you know, it might be so satisfying at the moment, but then I left feeling cheap. I left feeling cheap. And if anyone can attest to that, please say yes. Because I think sometimes we feel very cheated and cheaped by what we put in our body. Not even realizing it. Not realizing that that's what we're doing to ourselves. So I don't want to feel cheap. I want to feel like $1 million lottery ticket. I never want to feel cheap because I am not cheap. I'm expensive. I'm an expensive purse. I'm an expensive clothing line. I am an expensive brand. And that is how I have to treat myself. I have to treat myself like I cost too much money. And it is. It's so much a self-worth issue that I think we tend to forget. We think we're not worthy enough to just feel good about ourselves. We feel like we're not worthy enough to feel extravagant. And I'm here to tell every single woman out here that you are worthy to feel your best, look your best, and don't let anyone tell you different. The problem I had was I would get into this good routine, and then somebody would try to be like, oh, you are being very egotistical. Oh, you're showboating. When in the reality was I was loving myself. I was working on loving me. Thank you. So that's what I'm reclaiming, and I'm not letting anyone knock that crown off my head again. And that was the problem. I allowed someone to take the crown off of my head, of my self-worth, making me feel like I should be ashamed of myself, to be proud of what my body was doing and be proud of the progress that I was making for myself. No, I will not let anybody dethrone this queen again. I shared this on a post last week that I'm not going to allow anyone to dethrone me. So why am I going to allow them to dethrone me when it comes to my weight? No. The queen is rising. The queen is coming back. And that is what's happening. So, like I said, I can't talk about a product and how great it is if I'm not doing what I need to do. So, like I said, you're going to be annoyed. You're going to be annoyed as it is anyway. You've been annoyed for 2 years of me talking about my products. But you're going to be even more annoyed because I'm just going to show sweat sessions, like I said, food meals, all of it. I'm just going to give it all to you guys, and we're just going to do it. I've got amazing dry erase boards I'm going to write all over and just motivate myself to just see it every day, put it on my mirror, everything. And we're going to do this together. So you're going to be on this journey of comeback with me. So I appreciate you guys so much for just listening to me banter and listen to me just pour myself out there. So I appreciate you just listening to me ramble like the worst talk show host ever. But this is me. So thank you guys so much. And thank you just for the comments and the support and the love. I think that, you know, whether I had a bunch of you guys saying, I've got you, I support you, I'm here for you, you're awesome. Even if I didn't have that, I have to be that for myself. And I think sometimes we do tend to forget that we want everyone to root for us and blow out the whistles and the confetti. But if we're not cheering ourselves on, then it's almost pointless. So this is me also cheering myself on and telling myself that I am enough. I am more than enough. And road to redemption, guys.